Hiya, I'm Baileys, and welcome to another installment of Animal Review. Today's victim, subject, is the Mola Mola, otherwise known as the ocean sunfish. Okay, this fish has a bad reputation. Not because it's dangerous or anything, although one did crush a 4-year-old child by jumping onto a boat. It's because it's considered the worst fish. It's infamous online for being the most useless animal in the seas and one of the dumbest looking creatures on Earth. Today I'm going to go through this apparently atrocious fish's traits, lifestyle, and other features to determine whether it deserves the title of worst fish in the world. Let's start off with what probably jumps out as being odd for most people when they first look at this creature. Its anatomy. Just look at its skeleton. A bit weird, right? An adult sunfish has no true tail, but a kind of pseudo-tail nub at its rear end that it uses as a rudder. It has 2 enlarged fins on its top and bottom that it uses to move around, which is quite odd to say the least, and is a very strange evolutionary choice for a fish to make. Their usual speed is a slow 3 kilometers per hour, but they have a surprising top speed of 26 kilometers or 16 miles per hour for the Americans in the audience. Quite fast for a fish with no tail. Their top fin is often mistaken for a shark fin too, but its movement usually gives the clunky sunfish away as just another shark pretender. They are one of the heaviest bony fishes in the world, with the average adult weighing up to 1 metric ton. The average size is around 2 meters head to pseudotail and 2.5 meters fin tip to fin tip. The largest one ever recorded was 2 metric tons and over 4 meters long fin tip to fin tip. That's a big fishy. Despite its huge adult size, baby sunfish are absolutely tiny, only 2.5 millimeters and less than a gram. So small. An adult female can lay 300 million of these tiny babies at a time. Not many make it to adulthood due to predation, hence the huge spawning numbers. By looking at the baby, you can probably guess what the sunfish's close relatives are. Look at the little spines. Yep. They are related to the pufferfish, which I think is kind of neat. I mentioned predation, so what eats sunfish? It's mostly tuna, orca, and sea lions as far as we know. Sunfish regularly get chunks bitten out of them and appear to not notice. They just keep trucking. Sunfish themselves are predators. I know, how does this goofy thing hunt? Well, we actually don't really know, as it mostly feeds in the deep, around 200 meters below the surface in the twilight zone. Watch my deep sea video if you want to find out more about this zone of the sea. It's creepy. We used to think it was mostly slow-moving prey like jellyfish and salps that were its main source of food, but they only make up a small portion of their diet. They are generalists, feeding on anything they come across that they can catch and swallow, mostly small fish, squid and crustaceans based off their stomach content analysis and genome indicators. Voracious wee fishies. The last thing I'm going to mention that's interesting about the sunfish is its English name. It got its name because of a seemingly bizarre behaviour they do. They lie flat against the surface of the water, appearing to be sunbathing. What they are actually doing is signalling to seabirds for assistance. Seagulls in particular love landing on the floating sunfish and picking off any parasites they find to eat. Unfortunately, the seagulls may also open up old wounds and peck at the fish's eyes. But hey, gotta seize the opportunity, right? The fish may end this interaction at that point, swimming back to the deep to forage once more. Quick tangent on the sunfish's name in other languages. In many other European languages like Spanish, French and Italian, to name just a few, its common name is moonfish. This is due to its round body and white-grey colour. In German, its name translates to swimming head, an apt name in my opinion. Its Chinese academic name translates to toppled wheel fish. The Polish call it a lonely head. In Scandinavian countries, its name translates to lump fish. Its Latin name mola derives from the word for millstone. I just think all this nomenclature is kind of cute and thought I would include it. I think it's fun learning about what other languages call animals we're familiar with. Now, with all this considered, why is it called the worst fish? Quite simply, it looks dumb and is dumb. People judge it based on its appearance and seemingly carefree, oblivious nature. Like I mentioned earlier, these fish regularly get chunks bitten out of them and don't seem to care. I assume it's because, what is the fish supposed to do when that happens? Complain to the manager? Cry? The predator was probably faster than them, so no point running, or swimming in this case. Just take the hit and keep swimming. I think its relationship with seabirds is really interesting, quite clever for them to figure it out in my opinion. Also kudos for them for trying a different fish body type plan and making it work. Torpedo fish shapes are so overdone. All in all, I think it's a neat fish. Dumb and dumb looking, but also cool in its mysterious lifestyle. We know very little about it. We just assumed its lifestyle for years based on our own preconceptions on how fish should work. Good on Sunfish for proving us wrong in its hunting capabilities. Time for a rating. Its uniqueness score would be 10 out of 10. Absolutely. Very creative. Due to its low survival rate and high predation occurrence, I give its ecology and cool traits score a 6 out of 10. Cool fish, very unique, but it does get bodied by a lot of other species for most of its life, and even in adulthood it's vulnerable. Fairly standard generalist, but with some cool behavioural quirks. I think it's a fair score. So the next time you hear someone call the Mola Mola the worst fish, remind them of parasitic catfish found in the Amazon River, or basic normie fish like the mackerel. Thank you so much for watching. I know, me, uploading a video, what are the chances? I've recently gotten a full-time ecology job in the forestry sector in Ireland, so I've been super busy. Hopefully, I'll find the right workflow balance so I can get out more videos. I really do miss making them. Anyway, see you in the next video.